Hey guys, I want to do a video on the rock behind me, but right now there's a big sign telling that it's forbidden to climb there right now because there are birds making babies. So no climbing right now. So I decided to make a video right here without me sitting in the rope and without me hanging on the wall. This video is about Toprope solo devices. I used some of them and tried out a lot. If you remember my first Toprope solo video, I'm sure you can remember my super redundant system. This was with two climbing technology roller locks. They don't have teeth, they only have edges, but they are only rated for up to 400 kilograms. And as you can see, when I place two of them on one carabiner, they are loaded not optimal because they want to move like this. And that's not good for the carabiner. I could have used a steel carabiner, but I have done it that way. And in my first video I even used two Petzl cords for redundancy because I was not able to find any experience with these roll and lock devices when I started to use them. But yeah, one advantage of this system is the roller lock does have only little friction on the rope. The Ropeman 2, which I used later, I will talk about this in a second, does have more friction on the rope. So here the rope slides through really easy. I wanted to have both devices on only one carabiner, so I have a compact system, but with the roller lock I think this is dangerous. Yeah, with a bigger carabiner the effect is not as much as like on this. But yeah, this was the reason why I have changed to this setup. So this is a steel carabiner with two Ropeman 2. You can see when they are weighted and they move a bit like this, they are like almost optimal and do not really cross-load the carabiner. And it's a steel carabiner, not because I think 22 kilonewton aren't enough. I thought about what happens when I fall into my system or I slide and the carabiner gets bent or loaded over an edge like this, then the steel carabiner is better. And when doing single pitches, it was okay because the weight is not really a matter. So this was my go-to setup with two ropes, mainly with a half rope, 7.9 millimeter. Yeah, the Ropeman 2 starts from 8 millimeter, but I was fine with this and it worked really good. Only disadvantage was the Ropeman does have quite amount of friction on the rope, so you need to add a weight on the rope. So for single pitches this was okay because the weight was not annoying, only when rappelling, but I made a system where I can loosen the weight with a Fifi hook, so I only have to pull when I'm up and then I can loosen the weight and let it go. But when doing multi-pitch, the Ropeman was not that good because it has got a lot of friction, you have to add weight to the rope, and then when you pull it up, the rope can get caught or can get damaged when it gets into cracks and the knot moves over the wall, and pulling up the weight with the climbing rope, which I want to depend on, was not optimal. So, if you have watched my latest videos when doing rope solo multi-pitch climbing, I think you already know my setup. But now I want to show you my setup for multi-pitch solo climbing and talk about why I do it that way. Yeah, I mentioned the friction on the rope. What does have little friction on the rope? The climbing technology roll and lock. I'm sure you can also use the Petzl Mikrotraction because I think it has got also only little friction, but I'm not sure about this and I didn't want to buy a new device. But only rated to 400 kilogram, if I remember right. And that is not really enough. So it will hold when it slides into a stopper knot, but there are also more problems. One big disadvantage of the roll and lock is when it's not straight, the rope can go through in a not straight way, and then it can block the mechanism and maybe it doesn't lock. And this is not good for a device, but I still use this as one of two devices when I'm using only one rope and multi-pitch rope soloing. With the Ropeman 2, this is not possible. To avoid this problem, I'm using a neck band at first to hold up the device, so it's only a smaller slip into the device and not a real fall, because otherwise it would hang like this, and when I fall it would flip and then it's like a small fall. I hold it up with some neck band, so I place this around my neck. Then I can tighten this, and down here I have some small accessory cord, and when it's on the rope I do like this, and then I clip it. Yeah, that way it gets pulled up straight. When you clip it to the carabiner, it can get in the wrong way, and then maybe it doesn't work. And with this, it gets pulled straight and it works. Yeah, and then if this fails, there's the second device I'm using. Is a modified ascender by Petzl. Yeah, why the ascender? It also has got only little friction on the rope, because this cam has got a really soft spring. And why not the basic ascender? Why the normal ascender? The basic ascender, at least the newer one, doesn't have got this part, it only has got this one, so this rope could possibly slide out or do some strange things. So the normal ascender is better. But it usually has got a handle, so you can grip to pull up. But I don't need this for rope soloing, and I use this as a backup device underneath the roll and lock. So when the roll and lock fails, it slides down the rope and slides on top of this device. And then this will still grab the rope. And the friction of both devices is really low, so don't really have to work with a weight on the bottom of the rope. And then it's much easier to pull the rope up when finishing the pitch, or when I want to climb the next pitch, I want to bring my rope up. Short conclusion, for multi-pitch my setup is this. So 2 carabiners, the roll and lock hold up with a neck band, and the modified Petzl ascender. And for single pitches, my go-to setup will be with 2 ropes and with the roll and lock. Mainly because I don't have to pull up the rope, and here mainly because I don't have a safe technique to climb with 2 ropes when doing rope soloing right now. Or at least I've tried out something, but I'm not sure if it's safe enough to show it. So thank you for watching. Make sure to watch my other climbing related videos, and see you next time. Bye.